You want to be valuable? Then stop doing these 7 things right now. The world has a definition of a valuable woman. God has a different one entirely. And this is not a self-help video. This is a Bible study. So we are throwing out every lie the world has sold you, and we are going straight to Scripture. Habit number 1. She guards her words. There is something deeply powerful about a woman who knows when to speak and when to be silent. In a culture that celebrates loudness, clapping back, and having the last word, silence has become mistaken for weakness. But Scripture tells a very different story. Proverbs 31 verse 26 says, "She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue." Notice what is not said. It does not say she opens her mouth often. It says she opens it with wisdom. There is a difference. Proverbs 21 verse 23 says, "Whoever keeps his mouth and his tongue keeps himself out of trouble." Too many women are losing favor, losing relationships, losing opportunities, not because of what was done to them, but because of what came out of them. The sharp tongue, the bitter comment, the need to always be right. Begin watching your words this week. Pause before you respond. Ask yourself, is this wise? Is this kind? Is this necessary? A woman who controls her tongue controls her destiny. Habit number 2. She disciplines her time. Idle time is not rest. It is a doorway. One of the most overlooked aspects of the Proverbs 31 woman is her schedule. Verse 27 says, "She looks well to the ways of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness." This woman was building something. The question is, what are you building? What has your morning looked like this week? And would God be pleased with the answer? Ecclesiastes 10 verse 18 says, "Through sloth the roof sinks in, and through indolence the house leaks." God does not honor idleness. He rewards diligence. And the enemy knows that a woman with no direction is easy to distract, easy to deceive, and easy to derail. The habit of rising early, planning your day, giving God your first hours before you open a screen, that is not just a productivity tip. That is spiritual warfare. Raise your standard. Own your mornings. A disciplined woman is an unstoppable woman. Habit number 3. She invests in her inner life. 1 Peter 3 verse 3-4 instructs, "Do not let your adorning be external, the braiding of hair and the putting on of gold jewelry, but let your adorning be the hidden person of the heart with the imperishable beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which in God's sight is very precious." Very precious. God uses those words specifically. Not the woman with the most aesthetic feed, the woman with a cultivated inner life. A gentle and quiet spirit does not mean timid or weak. It means settled. It means she is not easily shaken, not easily provoked, not driven by the need for validation from people who do not know her assignment. When was the last time you sat before God with nothing, no request, no agenda, just you and Him? That is where character is formed. That is where depth is built. That is where the woman God designed you to be actually comes alive. James 1 verse 25 says, "But whoever looks intently into the perfect law that gives freedom and continues in it, not forgetting what they have heard, but doing it, they will be blessed in what they do." The woman the world cannot explain is always the woman who spends time in a room no one else can see. Invest there. Guard that space fiercely. Habit number 4. She builds financial wisdom. Can I ask you something nobody else will? How much did you spend last month, and how much did you give? Most women's ministry content skips over this one entirely. But the Proverbs 31 woman was not just spiritual, she was financially sharp. And the Bible does not apologize for that detail. Proverbs 31 verse 16 says, "She considers a field and buys it. Out of her earnings she plants a vineyard." She evaluated, she invested, she built. This was a woman who understood money as a resource to be stewarded, not merely spent, not used to perform a lifestyle for people who are not paying her bills. Proverbs 21 verse 20 says, "The wise have wealth and luxury, but fools spend whatever they get." God watches what you do with small things before He entrusts you with large ones. Reckless spending, accumulating debt for aesthetics, no savings, no giving. These are not small issues. They are indicators of the heart. A woman of value builds. She lives below her means. She gives, she saves. She invests in things that last. She does not buy to impress people she barely knows. Habit number 5. She chooses her associations carefully. You cannot spend your time with foolish people and wonder why your life feels stuck. Proverbs 13 verse 20 is clear. Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. Not might suffer harm, suffers harm. It is a certainty. The people around you are shaping your vocabulary, your ambitions, your standards, and even your theology, whether you realize it or not. Look at your 5 closest friends right now. Are they pulling you toward God or pulling you away? Answer that honestly, and then be brave enough to act on the answer. 1 Corinthians 15 verse 33 says, "Do not be deceived. Bad company ruins good morals." This is not arrogance. This is stewardship. You are responsible for protecting the assignment God placed on your life. If the women you call your closest friends do not pray, do not read their Bibles, do not hold you accountable, that circle is costing you more than you know. A woman of value is intentional about community. She seeks women who are further ahead in faith, in character, in wisdom. She is not threatened by them. She is sharpened by them. Habit number 6. She develops a servant's heart. You have been waiting to be chosen, waiting to be seen, waiting for someone to finally recognize what you bring to the table. And God is asking you a quiet question right now. Have you served anyone this week without expecting anything back? Mark 10 verse 43 to 44 is clear. Whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first must be slave of all. This is countercultural. In a world of self-promotion and personal branding, a woman who quietly and consistently serves stands out. Not because she demands to be noticed, but because her character creates a trail that cannot be ignored. Galatians 5 verse 13 instructs, "Through love, serve one another." This habit shows up in small places, being the first to show up when it is inconvenient, giving credit instead of taking it, pouring into someone who has nothing to give you back. These are not small acts, they are seeds, and God is a faithful harvester. A woman who serves does not shrink, she grows. Every act of genuine service adds something to her that the world cannot manufacture and the enemy cannot take. Habit number 7. She keeps her eyes on eternity. Everyone around you is building for right now. You were called to build for forever. Colossians 3 verse 2 says, "Set your minds on things that are above, not on things that are on earth." A woman who is truly valuable has perspective. She does not chase trends. She does not fall apart over criticism. She does not define herself by what this season looks like, because she knows this season is not the whole story. When you live with eternity in view, pettiness loses its power, comparison loses its grip, the applause of people loses its authority over you. You are not building a brand, you are building a legacy. Matthew 6 verse 20 says, "Lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys." What are you investing in that will outlast your platform? What are you building that will matter in eternity? A woman with eternal vision lives differently. She loves fiercely, forgives quickly, serves humbly, and holds the things of this world with an open hand. The women whose names we still speak, Ruth, Esther, Mary, Deborah, none of them were chasing relevance. They were chasing obedience. And because of that, their names outlived their lifetimes. What will yours outlive? Let me leave you with this. Value is not manufactured. It is cultivated. Every habit we covered today is a seed. And if you plant it consistently, God will grow something in you that the world cannot explain and cannot ignore. But you have to choose it. You know exactly what needs to change. God knows it too. So stop waiting. Lay down what has been holding you back. Pick up the word. Get before God this week, not with a list, but with an open heart and a willingness to be changed. That is where transformation begins. If this message stirred something in you, do not scroll past it. Type in the comments, "Lord, upgrade my value," if you're willing to let God change you. Share this with a woman who needs to hear it. And if you are not yet subscribed, this is your sign. There is more where this came from. Go be the woman God designed you to be.